So I already cleansed my skin with the Biore Baking Soda Pore Cleanser, and I moisturized with the Garnier Skin Active Moisture Rescue. And all I gotta do is exfoliate these lips because they're starting to go dry on me. So for that, I'm going to be using the e.l.f. Lip Exfoliator for that. And this is the coconut one. I have all of them. And there's not one I particularly use. I just grab one and I use it. This was in my last e.l.f. haul video that I had, so if you want to check that out, I have in the description box down below. But what I like to do is that I just rub it on my lips. It's very moisturizing, and it also has these little sugar crystals inside of them to, of course, exfoliate all the dead skin and stuff off your lips. So I just rub it on, and then I like to rub it around my finger a bit just to make sure that I get as much of the dead skin off as I possibly can. Or you can just lick it off. I don't recommend that, but it does taste pretty good in my opinion. Today I used for lip balm is the Nivea Lip Butter in Raspberry Rose Kiss. It comes in a little tin like this. You just swirl your finger around or go ahead and kiss it, I guess. I like to swirl my finger around and then I just apply it with my finger like this. Now that everything's all moisturized and hydrated, it's time to prep and prime. And for that, I'm going to be using this e.l.f. Mineral Infused Face Primer. This is actually the little sample that came with all the stuff that I bought from e.l.f. in my e.l.f. haul. Like I said, it'll be in the description box. And I decided to just share this moment with you guys. Even though I've used this primer before and I absolutely love it, I just want to use it again. And since this is the only one I got, then I'm going to use it. I guess, I mean, I can go on and on about it, but I think I should stop there. I'm just basically rubbing it in the skin. You don't need a lot. A little goes a long way with this stuff. And just leaves your face feeling silky smooth and very hydrated at the same time. Now, I have some redness going on and my under eyes are not looking the best, so I'm going to be doing a little bit of color correcting with the NYX color correctors. These are the HD concealers in yellow and green. For the yellow one, I'm just going to be applying it under my eyes to help brighten that area and help cancel out all those little blue and purple veins that are just wanting to show so much today. After you apply them, I would suggest going ahead and blending it out and then adding the different concealer or corrector that you're going to be using afterwards, or else you're going to have a hard time blending it out. And of course, the green one is going all over my red spots, like here, 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 there. Always getting redness on my nose and under my nose right here, and sometimes I get it on my chin. For foundation, I'm going to be using a cushion one, and that's Dream Cushion by Maybelline. I'm going to be dabbing my beauty blender into the product instead of using the sponge. I got rid of the sponge because it was getting too much product on it, and there wasn't really a sufficient way to clean it, so I just got rid of it, and now I started using my beauty blender instead. So I'm just dipping it into it, and then I'm just dabbing it onto my face. And just to ensure that everything is the same, I'm also bringing it under my chin and onto my neck. For concealer, I'm using the Maybelline Dream Lumi, and this is in the color Radiant. I am almost out of it, but luckily I am not quite yet. And just blend that out with Beauty Blender. So my face is really glowy right now and has a little bit of dimension to it, but I'm going to add a little bit more with some contouring. And this is the City Color Contour Stick. Sunlight Bronzing Stick, sorry. And this is in the color Bronze. I'm just going to warm up my face a bit with this, putting it in the contour areas and blend it out with the sponge. I'm not going too haywire with this. I just really want a nice glow, but also not very contoured, but chiseled and warmed up face. And because this is a bronzing stick, it's not matte. It has some shimmers inside of it, so no matter how contoured I may look, I'm still going to be, you know, brilliant looking because of the shimmer that's in my contour as well. Alright, now that that's set, I'm going to set my entire face with the e.l.f. Tone Correcting Powder right here. And I am just going to use this Real Techniques, I forgot what this one was called. This is the Expert Face Brush. So I'm just getting a little bit of all the powders because I don't want to be too green, too yellow, too blue, or too pink. So I'm just grabbing the powders and I am bouncing this brush everywhere. I'm not going to swipe. I can't stand doing that because I'm always scared that I'm going to disturb the product underneath and it's just going to move around, and all that hard work that I put myself through is, completely ruined, and there's nothing I can do about it now. Alright, so now that that's done, I'm going to be finishing up the face. I'm going to be bronzing first with the CoverGirl True Blend Mineral Bronzer in 435 Golden Sunrise. I haven't used this in a while, and probably the reason why I don't is because it's really messy. The packaging, like for lots of loose things, is not good, and it just makes a giant mess. But it is a very, very beautiful bronzer, and it's the only loose bronzer that I have, so, it's very interesting for me. I'm just going to be putting it on this fluffy brush right here and just swirling it around my face to give my face some warmth and a bit of a glow, because it's really bronzy, even though it's called Golden Sunrise, but it's very, very bronzy, and it has shimmer in it, so it gives off a really beautiful, natural looking glow as well. And I love that. For blush, I'm using this one by NYX, and this is in Pink the Town. Again, I don't understand why they call it that when it's not even pink, it's a coral color. I'll show you guys again, even though I'm pretty sure I showed you before, but this is it right here. That is not pink! I'll be picking up a small amount with this Beauty Essentials blush brush, tapping off the excess, of course, and then I am just sweeping it on the apples of my cheeks. For highlight, I'm using the City Color Intense Exposure Highlight Powder, and I'm going to be using this tiny little fan brush that I got from eBay. It actually came in a collection from eBay, but it came from eBay. I'm just going to be swirling a little bit onto my brush, and then I'm just going to apply it very liberally on my cheekbones. Also putting a little bit on the bottom of my nose. Keep my button nose a button nose. It's a tiny bit on the forehead so I don't look too oily, and blend it out my finger. A little bit on my chin, same deal, and just blend it out my finger. And I love hitting this Cupid's bow, so I don't care about going crazy right there. I also like to add a little bit on top of the temples. Not as much as my cheekbones, but just something to correspond it a bit. Now I'm just making sure that everything is blended with a fluffy face brush. I keep my brows very fresh looking and very natural looking, so for that I'm just going to be using the Maybelline. This is the Brow Precise Fiber Volumizer. I keep on forgetting the name of it. And I'm just taking some and I am just combing my brows with it. The fibers on it is going to help my brows look a lot more fuller, whereas the gel itself, which is a dark brown, is going to make my brows seem a lot more darker and fuller than ever before. For eyeshadow primer, I'm using the e.l.f. Eyelid Primer. I'm just applying it onto my eyes and blending it out with my finger. So one eye has been finished. We're going to recreate this eye onto this one. Here's a closer look for you guys. The first color I am going in with is Bubbles from the Rose Gold palette by Ulta. I'm just taking this onto my finger and I am making sure that the primer is all set. I'm putting this all over my lid, all the way up to my brow bone. Then I'm taking the color beside it, Breathless, with a blending brush, and I'm only taking a little bit, and this is going to be my transition color in my crease. Now what I'm doing special today is that I am not going with my natural crease. I am starting from my natural crease at the end, but then as I am going to the inner part, I am keeping the line straight. I want my eyes to appear bigger than what they actually are. As you can see right here, my natural crease goes this way, but instead of me, going with the natural shape, I went straight on. Then I'm going to deepen the crease with the color Desert, which is right beside Breathless, and I want to keep my crease pretty dark. Reason being is because later on I am putting a matte purple on top, and I just really want that purple to be showing. Of course, I'm going to be adding a whole bunch of purple and stuff until I get the pigmentation that I desire. But just so it's not all splotchy, I don't want to jump right into it. I want to keep on building up deeper, darker colors so that purple can go on seamlessly and not splotchy. I'm using the same blending brush, and I'm just going to keep on adding shadow until I have the desired pigmentation of this color as well, and then blending it out with a different. So with the City Color brush, this is the CC01 brush, which is their blending eye brush. I am just going to blend it out, only upwards. The purple I'm using is the left crease color right here. This is the Wet n Wild Petal Pusher palette. I am just going to use a blending brush right here. This is the blending eye brush by e.l.f. And I'm just picking up some of that, and I'm putting it right directly where the transition, not where because they're still there, are, you know I can't speak. And I'm just adding the shadow right there. Doing the same thing I've been doing earlier. So I blended it out, and I'm going to add more just to be sure that that purple is showing, and I'll add more later on whenever I put the not crease, but lid colors on as well, because I really want this purple to show. Now for the lid, I'm going in with the Revolution. This is the Unicorn is Real palette. I'm going in with this color right here. This is going in the outer part of. I'm just picking some of it up, and I'm using my Maybelline Master Fix to wet it to give the most color payoff. And just apply it. Now with the CC04 brush, I'm using these two colors, this gold one and the champagne one right here. And I am going to apply this from the inner corner to the fuchsia that we used earlier. And I am going along with the line that I created as a new crease. Same with the fuchsia, I'm also wetting this to give off some really good color payoff. One thing I like, well, one reason why I like doing this is because it makes the eyeshadows look kind of metallic-y. And if anybody knows me, I love metallics, I love shimmers. I don't hate mattes, they're just not my favorite because, you know, it's plain and it's boring. Now to help these two colors blend in together, I'm going to use this lilac color, and with a finger, I'm just going to pat it in between to help with the gradient. I'm patting it very lightly in between and then using a different finger to help blend it out. Now to make my eyes pop even more, I'm using the white color right here, my pinky finger, and I'm going to apply it to my inner corner and on my brow. Now for the under eyelid, I actually used the NYX blush I used earlier and a Ulta palette brush, and I'm just going to literally sweep it on there from beginning to end, and that's it for the bottom lid. So the eyeshadow is now done. For the top waterline, I am using this NYC liner. This is the Kohl Brows / eyeliner pencil, and then for the bottom one I'm using the soft kohl liner by Rimmel, and this is a black one, this is a white one. This is going to help with making my eyelashes a lot more fuller, while this one's going to help make my eyes look a lot bigger. Really getting into that waterline. For mascara, I'm using the Maybelline Big Shot, and I'm just going to apply it like I always do. If you'd like to check out my mascara routine, I will have it linked down below. So not only the eyes are going to be colorful, but the lips are as well. To go in, I am using the Fighter, this is Fighter, right? Yeah. Lip liner by ColourPop. Why was that so hard to say? And I'm just, you know, lining my lips. That worried me. I just saw a car going through my backyard. It's my stepdad. Then for the lips, I'm going in with ColourPop Lippie Stick, and this is the color Barely There. Then in the center, I'm going with this NYC Ultra Moisture Lipstick. I believe that's what it's called, and this is in the color Petal. And last things last, Still can't speak. Last thing, I'm going to set my face with the Maybelline Master Fix Setting Spray. And just a couple of spritzes. Just let it dry off, and then, great. Alrighty, ladies and gents, and that concludes this really fun spring tutorial. I really hope you did enjoy it. And if you would like, please give it a big old thumbs up if you liked the video. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Also, if you'd like to leave a comment or question down below, I will answer back and comment back as soon as I possibly can. Also, feel free to check out my website for more content. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. I love you. Bye-bye.